Good to have you guys again, and you are welcome to the next class. So, what we actually want to look at today, uh, on the introduction to AutoCAD, we have looked at some basic tools as well, and some setups, some setup from it, and some tools. So, today we want to look at other basic tools because AutoCAD has so many tools. So, we want to look at other basic tools and also, I think layer, yes, we want to look at layers too. How to use layers because knowing how to use layer is very, very, very important. It helps you to be able to organize your work very well. It helps you to be able to arrange your work very well. So we are looking at other basic tools and how to use layer. So let's go to our AutoCAD. Let me use this. Let me just use this. Or should I open a new? I think I've showed you guys how to do setup. So let's just uh, go to a new. Let's use this page. Let's use this page. So I'll just zoom this out. Okay, so I remember something I want to show you guys. On the polyline, there is what we call advanced polyline, where you can combine two different tools together. You understand what I'm saying? So let me give you guys an example. So I clicked polyline now. So let's use this as an example. Let's say I have a let me do the length. So with this angle, with the direction of my line, so I can easily input the distance that I want the line to be. Let's assume I have a specific length that I want the line to be. Let's use 200 meter for example. I have 200 meter of straight road, 200. I'll press enter. So you can see the the line will be plotted by itself. So this is actually 200 meter. If you check the properties, you see there, you can see this length. This is 200 meters here. So let's assume that this is a median in between a road. So let me do offset. I want to show you guys something. There's a place I'm going to. So let's assume in between those median that used to be in between the road. So let me do offset of 10 meters. 10 meters. So let me do it to this side. Offset of let's say 30 meters. So I can if since I've offset is the last command that I use, so I don't actually need to go back to offset again. So I can just press space, tap your space button. It will repeat the last command that you use. So let me use 30 meter for another offset. 30, enter. So I'll click what I want to offset. I'll click the direction I want to offset to. So let me do it to this other side too. Here, here. So let's assume this a road. So what I want to combine polyline and arc together. So now I have this line already. So you can see. So once I have this line, so let me say, okay, I'll click polyline. I'll click this edge. I'll come to this side. So you guys can see what was displayed here. Look at this command section. So you can see there are so many functions that has been displayed here. So if I click hack, I want to use polyline and hack at the same time. So once I click hack, so you can see guys, so you can see. So I can easily draw something like this here. Do you get? So if I want to keep using the hack, I can keep on using it. But the advantage is that it will join the polyline and the hack together because there's a work that I did. I was finding it difficult to use a curve and the polyline at the same time. So I had to be joining them together and all stuff. So I just discovered this and I said, okay, let me share it with you guys. So you can see what I'm saying now. So and at the end of the day, if you click the line, both of them will be join together. So that is how you can use polyline. Let me click it so that you guys can see. So you can see now that both the straight line and the curve, all of them are linked together. Okay, let me show you the example here. Let me show you the function on this my project. Okay, let's say for example, you can see that this project has straight line and curve. So let's assume that I want to generate the total area of this property. So if I don't know how to use that advanced polyline, I will have to be I will have to click the straight line first separately, then be clicking the curve too separately. But let's see the magic here. I'll click straight line. Uh, let's say my straight line stops here. Then it starts from that position, then it stops here. So I now want to use my arc. I want to use curve. So I will just come to this arc, click it, then I'll be picking this place, pick it because I have my points already. So I'll be clicking it one after the other like that. All because I want to generate the area. So I've clicked all the curves. So I want to go straight. I'll come down here to where the straight line stops. Okay. So now I want to pick a straight line. So I have to go back to line again. Where is my line? This is line. You can see guys, this is my line right here. So I'll click the line again. So it will help me to draw another straight line. I'll click it. So here again, I want to use arc. I'll click arc again. So I'll start clicking. It's very useful, especially for surveyors and engineers that want to determine area of a property and it's not a regular shape. So I'm done with the curve again. I need another straight line. So I'll come to this place again and click line. So I'll go straight to where the straight line stops. Here, I'll click it. I'll click my arc again. Click arc and continue with the curve. So it's very useful, especially for surveyors when you have a regular shape, especially curves and straight line, and you want to determine the area. So it easily helps. So I want to quickly rush it so that I can round it up and show you guys the results. So this is where the straight line stops. So after here, I will click line again, then close it up to where I started from. I think it's okay. I still have some curves. So after this straight line again, I'll click arc so that I can close it up. So this is what we call advanced polyline compared to the one we checked in our first class. So I will just close it off from where I started from. So I'll click escape. So if I click this line, it will display, you can see. So you see what I'm saying? So both of them are linked together. So then it will show the area of the property. That is 1506. Then the total length of that line, both the straight line and the curve, this is the total length 152.6 meter. So that is the advantage of that advanced polyline. That's the advantage. So what do we have next? I think we have looked at line, we have looked at polyline, we have looked at advanced polyline as well. Then circle. Okay, so let's look at some other functions too. So let's look at all these ones here. I think I've shown you guys. This one is where you have your graph, but I don't really you can see. So once you click it, it will show something like a graph in case you need it. But I don't actually use graph, so I used to off it. So these are auto mode. This is auto mode. This auto mode helps you to naturally draw a perfect, if you want to draw a perfect straight line. Do you guys get what I'm saying? So you must on this auto mode. For example, let's say I need something like this. You can see. So by itself, it's going to direct the line to be perfectly straight, either to 90-degree or 180-degree, or just is perfect straight line. So you can actually use it to draw it. For example, let's say we are drawing our true north. For example, let me show you here on this page. Let me show you on this page. This is what we call true north, something like this. So you can see here. So a surveyor can actually use it to draw a perfect straight line from this center here. Once you on your auto mode, then you can drag it up, drag it down, drag it to the right, or drag it to the left at any length. You can see, guys, it is always perfect. So compared to when you just use your when you are just using freehand, you can see if I off it now, you see the difference. Can you see? So that's the difference in the auto mode. So auto mode will help you to guide to draw a straight and perfect line. And also, if you want to move, let's assume I want to copy this drawing. I want to copy it both is either right or left, and I don't want it to. I want it to be perfect, like all of them to be on a straight line. Let's assume I want to copy 10 of this page. So and I want them to be arranged very well. So if you on your auto mode, it can easily help you. So you go to copy. Once you click copy, then something like this. So you can see, guys, so no matter how many copies you want to have, you just get what I'm saying. So you will discover that all of them, they are all on a straight line. So that is the advantage of auto mode, even if it is below or above that you want to copy them. So once the auto mode is on, it will easily arrange them for you, either vertical or horizontally. So do you see, guys? See, everything will be perfectly aligned. So that is the advantage of the auto mode. So what else again? Let me off it. So because I don't mostly use it. So this polar tracking, the advantage is that it will give you some direction. So let's assume I want to go. You can see that this one is 0 degree now. You can see it has already given me the direction. Then if I want to go 90, you can see it has already given me the direction. If I want to go 180, it has given me the direction. And I want to go 270, it has given me the direction. But you can actually add to the degree that you want the polar tracking to decide for you. So all you just need to do is click this arrow. So you can see there are so many options there. So this is the only this the settings that we have is 0, 90, 180, 270. So you can actually adjust. Let's say you want 30, 120, 180, 240. So you click this one. So you can see. So 0. Then after 0 degree, we have 30. Okay. Why is it not showing 30? Okay, 0. Then this should be 2. This is 240. I'm coming. No, this should be um this is 270 here. So it's only showing 0 and 3 300. Okay, so let me check again. 0 is only 0. Okay, so let me off it. And this is object snap here. This is object snap. So object snaps helps you to determine, once you click line or polyline, it will help you to determine any points, to determine a point of intersection between two lines. For example, let's say you want to pick object from this place. So once you click it, let's say you want to move. So once you come here, it will show you that this is, you can see, that's a point of intersection. That is the object snap. So it will always show you a point, a specific point that you can pick from. You can see it's showing us that this is end point. If you come to this place again, it will show you. So if you come to this place, another end point. If you come to this place, another end point. It can actually show you so many options too. For example, now the midpoint, it will show you this is the midpoint. The triangle means mid, you can see that midpoint. So if you come here to show you the midpoint too as well, then here the triangle is midpoint, then here the triangle is also midpoint. And there are other functions too. Let me check this. So if you click this arrow, you can see. So you can turn on so many options on the object snap. So you can see anyone that you think like it's necessary for you that you want to use, so you can actually turn them on. So we have intersection, we have center. Let's assume you have a circle. Let me draw a circle. This is a circle, and you want to pick this circle, you want to move this circle with the center. So just come to your object snap on this center, so you can see that the center is on. So if I want to move this circle or copy this circle, so I can easily come there, you can see. So I already have the center point, so I can copy it with the center point. So you can see that is that on that. Which one is necessary again that we need to look at? Okay, so and one thing is I like using um shortcut command instead of going to all these symbols here. So you guys need to learn how to use shortcut command very well, because it makes your work more faster. So let's look at that object snap. This object snap we talked about, for example. Now if you press F3, you can see that the object snap is gone. So F3 is a shortcut form of object snap. So you can see that it is even there. You can see object snap F3, object snap, O snap F3. So you can use of F3 to always on it and off it back. Also your line, once you press L, enter, your line will come up. If it is polyline, just press PL, enter. Your polyline will come up as usual. So you can master all those shortcut commands. If it is arc, if you want arc, just press A. You can type A here, then enter. So that is arc. You can see, you can see that your arc will come out. You'll be able to use your arc. If it is circle, just type C, then enter. Then your circle will come up. So that is the shortcut on the main geometry generator. So others are this. We call this section. This section is modifying geometry. This section is modifying geometry. So if you want to use move, the shortcut for move is M, enter. So you can actually move any object. Let me say, for example, I want to draw polyline, PL, enter. Then I'll draw my polyline. Let's assume I want to move this polyline. So once I click it, I'll press M for move, then I'll press enter. So I can actually move it to anywhere I want to move it to. That's for move. If you want to copy, you press CO. Move is CO, then you press enter. Or copy rather. Sorry. Copy is CO. Press CO, then enter. So click the line, highlight the object you want to prick, type the command CO, enter, then you can actually copy wherever you want to copy to. So we have looked at move, we have looked at copy. So let us look at rotate. Rotate too is a, let me draw the line again, polyline, enter. So I'll draw the line. So I want to rotate. Once I highlight, the shortcut for rotate is RO. I press RO, enter. So I can actually rotate with ease. Do you understand? So I can actually rotate with ease. So, and but that rotate has two, I think I've shown you guys in the other video, in the introduction to AutoCAD, you can easily check back on that. So rotate has two different dimension. You can rotate ordinarily like the one I'm doing now, and you can also rotate with angle. You can rotate with a specific angle. So that is that. If you check the introduction to AutoCAD, you see that one there, something like this. Let me show you guys. Let's assume I have, let me draw another polyline, PL, enter. Let me draw, let me use my auto mode here. So I have a perfect straight line here, for example. So, and I want to rotate this guy. I want to rotate it to be perfect with this 90-degree that I have here. So I'll just type rotate RO, enter. So once I type RO, enter, I'll come to the main point of rotation once I click it. So you can see that, okay, let me off this auto mode, I'm not using it again. So you can see that the line is already rotating, but I want to rotate it to be perfect with this 90-degree. So once I've clicked the point of rotation first, I will now type another R, enter. Do you understand? So if you look at the command section, you will see rotate specify the reference angle 90-degree. So I will now click the point again, the point of starting point, I will click it. Then I will now click the other end point of the line that I want to rotate, or the object I want to rotate. Then I will click it. I will now drag it to the point I want to rotate it to. So you can see both of them are now perfect, like they are on the same angle. So that is another function of rotate. So let's look at scale. If you want to scale, let me send this one back. I want to send it to the back so that the smaller one can show. Then change the color. So I have yellow and red. So let's see, let us look at scale as well. So if you want to use scale, just type SC. That is for scale. SC is for scale, then press enter. So I want to scale these objects. I want to scale this yellow, this red. I want to scale it to be perfect with this yellow. So once I click the line, type SC, enter. So I'll click it. So you can see I can drag it. I can be dragging my mouse till it gets to the end point. But if I want to make it perfect, I will just use the same shortcut that I use as rotate. I use for rotating with angle. So once I click the first point, I will type R, enter again. So I'll click the starting point, click the line that I want to rotate, then drag it to the end point. So you can see that's how to scale object. Or let me show you this. Let me give you another example on that. Let's say I have a box. I have a box right here. This is a box. So I now want this line of box here to be the same scale with this line. So what I will just do is I will highlight this, type SC, which is scale, press enter. I'll click the first point. Do you get now? Once you click the first point, I now want to use that second method. So I'll press R, enter. That means I want to scale with reference. That's what that R means. You can see copy reference. So I'll press R, enter. Excuse me. So once I press R, then I'll press enter. So I can easily click the starting point again, click the end point of the object I want to scale, then drag it to where I want to scale it to. So that is that. So that is how to use that. So that's for scale. What else do you want to look at? Let's look at trim, or let's look at mirror. Mirror is just MI. If you want to use mirror, you use MI. Let me draw the box again so that I'm using the box as example. Okay, so we want to look at mirror. I have my object, I highlight it. So instead of clicking mirror, I can just type MI, enter. So I will click this point here, drag it like this. You can see that's the advantage of mirror. You can see I've mirrored this drawing to this side. So that is the shortcut for mirror. So let's look at trim, for example. What do I want to trim? What do I want to trim? Okay, let me just draw some lines. Just draw some lines. Okay. So trim is just TR. If you want to use trim, you type TR. TR. Enter. So let's assume I want to trim this triangle off that is off the line. Trim this, trim this, trim this, trim this. So whatever is obstructing, I can actually trim them. So TR is for trim. Then let's go to extend, for example. Let's go to extend. So let's assume that I want to return those lines that I just trim now. PL, enter. So I want to use extend now. So what is extend? Extend is just EX. Type EX. Then you press enter. So I want to extend this line back, this back, this back, this back. So you can see. So that is extend. What do I call trim? I want to trim this so that the triangle will come back to shape. I'll just type TR to trim again, then trim this. So you can see that the triangle is back to its normal shape. So that is also extend. And fillet, let's check fillet, this fillet. So fillet is just F, just type F and you press enter. So what can we fillet? What can we fillet? Okay, let me do some polylines. PL, enter. Let's say I have something like this, like this, like this, like this, like this, and I want to join those two angles together. I want these two angles to meet. So if I want to use fillet, I'll type F, enter. So click this line, click this line. So you can see, guys, that is the advantage of fillet. And you can also use it to join lines together. So I think I've showed you guys in the introduction to AutoCAD, so you can always go back and check and remind yourself, refresh your brain on that. So then another thing is zoom. If I want to zoom, instead of using my scroll button on my mouse, so I can actually press Z, enter, E, enter. So that will zoom in all the objects that I have on this uh on this file, on this page here. To zoom everything. So you can see I have one object here, I have another object here. So you can see, guys. So that is the advantage of zoom for you. Z, enter, E, enter. So it will bring out all the drawings that you have on that page. So what else do we want to use again? Okay, let's say we want to hash. For example, let me show you where I used the hash. So you can see this is something like hash. You can see I'm trying to, so I use this dot 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 to to symbolize a swampy area on that site. So that is the advantage of hash. So let's assume I want to, you can see here, let me show you here. So you can see swampy area, swampy area, swampy area, swampy area. You can use different symbol. So if you want to hash, just press H, then enter. Then it will bring out the different symbols, different objects for hash for you. So once you click the arrow, click the arrow, click the arrow, you'll be seeing different types that you want. Let's assume I want this place to be solid. For example, I want to hash this face with another symbol. Once I press H, then enter, click here, Let me choose solid, for example. Click here, enter. Okay, I think I need to use polyline first. Before you can use ash, you have to use polyline too. Polyline is PL, enter. So you have to polyline the entire place you want to hash first before you can use polyline, close. So I'll type each, enter, click the object, so you can see guys. So this is hard because I already choose solid. So if you want to change it, you can actually change it to anything you want to change it to. For example, this, so you can see guys, either this, whatever you want to change it to. So you can toggle to your desired object that you want. So let's go to that swamp. This is swamp. So you can see. So once you click it, you can actually change it, the color. You can change the color. You can change the degree. This 1% is too occupied. So I want to extend it. I will just type 10 here. Then press enter. You can see the difference now. So it has more space now. So that is that on that. So those are the modifying geometry, the shortcut for modifying geometry. So let's go back to that. So this is a text. If you want to type anything, once you click it, drag it outside, then you type you can continue to type. So once you are done with your typing, you can always adjust. Once you highlight, come to this, choose a font, choose color, then here you can choose the scale, here the height, the text height, you can choose it. So irrespective, you can always come here too. Once you click the symbol, you can always come to this page to adjust everything. The text height is at 0.2, so I can actually put it in 1, enter. So you can see the difference. So you can change the rotation too. You can change anything you want to change on it. So that is for the text. Then the dimension, let's look at the dimension. So dimension is just for you to quickly get dimension of length of any line from here to here. So you can see you have it here. This is the length of that line. So and here there are other options for dimensions too. So you can do dimension with linear line like a straight line or a curve section. So that is that. Angle, you can also check angle. Let me show you what I'm trying to say. Let's check the other page. Okay, so for example, I want to check the dimension of these two lines. So once I come to dimension, here I have to use linear because the line is a bit straight. So I can use linear on this side from here to here. It will bring out the dimension for me. You can see guys. So but if the line is not as straight as this, so let's assume I want to measure this side. So I cannot use linear for this side. So I have to use aligned for this side so that it will measure it perfectly. Once you come here, you come to this side, so you can see. So it will measure it perfectly for you. This is 4.22. So that is that. Also angle, if you want to check an angle, how can I check an angle? Okay, let me check angle of this line. So click this and click this. So to bring out the angle for you can see this is 90 degree. So you can always check angle of any line with that. So what else again do we always use? Arc length, you can always do arc length too. Then radius, you can always check for radius too. Let's check for radius of any curve here. Okay, let's check for this. So we want to know the radius of this curve. So once you click the curve, it will show you the radius of that curve. That is 1.87. What else? What else is left? So that we can quickly go to the next one. So diameter, ordinate, and jogged. So now let's go to what we also want to check for today so that we can achieve our task. So creating layer is very important. Creating layer is very important. So if before I start my project, before I start any work, what I always do is once I do my setup and everything, so I will put a plan down on what I want to do for that day. I'll put a plan down. Okay, I want to draw a plan. It's going to have a road. It's going to have plots sections, it's going to have some details, it's going to have what will I call it? It's going to have manholes, it's going to have electric poles, it's going to have so and so on like that. So I would draft all those things down. Do you get what I'm saying? So I would draft all those things down. So once I draft it down, I will now come to this layer section here. So I will come here and click my layer section. So if you look at this layer section, you will see that there are so many functions there. There are so many functions. So this will help me to arrange everything I am doing. So I will create all those files, all these folder, I will create them so that if I'm designing a road, I will arrange all those roads where the road's supposed to be. Do you get what I'm saying now? So if you want to create a new folder, let's assume that I want to create electric pole. I have some electric poles that I observe on site in my drawing. So I can just come to new here. So I will type, let me just type EP. EP is for electric pole. I'll press enter. So I've already created a layer for electric pole. So you can actually change the color here. Let me put the color in magenta and press OK. So I've actually created a layer for electric pole. So I will do that for everything I want to do on that project. So this will help me to organize all my drawings. So even if I'm sending the file to any client or anybody, so they can easily play around everything that I've done for them. So for example, let me show you something like this. So here I have details. So these details, let me off these details for example. I want to off it so that you guys can see. So can you see now? So there are some things that disappeared immediately I off these details. So that is to tell you that I have hidden some objects in the details. Do you get what I'm saying? So if I on it back, you will see so the proposed road, the swamp area, I've hidden them in the details. Do you get what I'm saying? So I can actually off it. There are some people that if I want to send my file to them, I will off some layers. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because I know that they don't know how to use layers. Do you get? So I will off some important informations on that file. So you can see that the layers has disappeared. So let me off it back. Let me on it back rather. So another one again is let's look at pillar. So you can see this is pillar P-I-double-L. I use it as pillar. So if I on it back, you see that my pillars, these are my pillars. You can see these are my pillar sign. So I hide all the pillars in a layer. So if I off it, let me show you guys very well. You can see the two pillars here. Let me off this layer. You see that it's a turn off. You can see guys. So that is how I used to arrange all my objects. So you can see this is bearing and distance. All my bearing and distance, they are all well arranged in the layer section of bearing and distance. So you also can actually do that because it will help your work to be well organized. So any other professionals that are playing with your data, they will know that yes, this person knows what he or she is doing. So you can actually do it for anything. You can do it for anything. If you have like for architects, for example, now you have like cars, you have like uh toilets, you have like toilets, you have like shower or whatever, you have swimming pool, you have playing ground. So you can actually create layers for those things. Create layers for your cars, create layers for your car park, create layers for your swimming pool, create layers for your playing ground, create layers for everything. So you can actually off and on it. There are some of the objects that might want to disturb or obstruct you when you are working on your drawing. But once you have your layer, so you can easily off. Okay, let's assume that I want to work on this line now, all these lines. I want to work on them. So I can easily off my bearing and distance. I can off it, then so I can easily work on these lines. You see, guys. So that is the advantage of layer. Layer is very important because there are some drawings that I will view that some people will send to me, and when I'm going through them, I'll just like I'll feel so tired because it was not well arranged, not well organized. So You guys should just try as much as possible to learn how to create layer, so you can, it will always help your file, your data, your drawing to be well organized. So that is it, guys. So don't let me take too much of our time. I'll see you guys in the next class. So just make sure that you are watching till the end of every video, because there are some important things that might just come up and I'll quickly share with you guys. So that's the advantage of watching till the end. So I'll see you guys in the next class. Bye.